DNA cleared him after 20 years, but what he lost will shock you. For 20 long years, Marcus Hayes woke up to the same routine: cold steel bars, the echo of distant footsteps, and the weight of an unjust sentence. But on a fateful day in 2020, everything changed. DNA evidence would finally clear his name. But the world he stepped into was not the same one he had left, and what he lost will leave you speechless. It all began on a humid summer night in 1998. The city of Atlanta was restless, and the streets buzzed with life. But in a dark alley behind a local diner, a crime was committed that would set off a devastating chain of events. Lisa Montgomery, a 19-year-old college student, was found brutally assaulted. The case rocked the community, and the pressure to find the perpetrator was overwhelming. The police needed answers. Fast. A 22-year-old black man. No criminal record. A promising future ahead of him. But he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. And sometimes that's all it takes. Lisa, still in shock, was asked to identify her attacker. The police presented a flawed lineup, and Marcus, who vaguely fit the description, was the only one who stood out. The power of suggestion did the rest. The trial was swift and ruthless. Despite his airtight alibi, Marcus was at his mother's house with multiple witnesses. The prosecution painted him as a dangerous predator. His overworked public defender barely fought back. The jury deliberated for just a few hours. Guilty. Life in prison. And just like that, Marcus's life was stolen from him. Prison wasn't just a punishment. It was a war zone. Every day was a battle to survive, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Marcus endured violence, isolation, and the crippling weight of injustice. But through it all, his mother never gave up on him. She wrote letters, made phone calls, and begged anyone who would listen to take another look at his case. Years passed. Hope faded, until one letter changed everything. In 2018, the Georgia Innocence Project reviewed Marcus's case. They found glaring inconsistencies, evidence that had never been tested, and most importantly, DNA from the crime scene that could prove Marcus's innocence. The petition for new testing faced resistance. The system doesn't like admitting mistakes. But after months of legal battles, a judge granted the request. The results? Marcus's DNA was nowhere to be found. But another man's was a convicted felon with a history of violent assaults. Marcus had spent 20 years behind bars for a crime he didn't commit. The release? Freedom. But at what cost? In 2020, Marcus Hayes walked out of prison a free man. Cameras captured the moment. His mother sobbing as she held him. His attorneys by his side. The world watching. But the man who walked out was not the same young dreamer who had been taken away 2 decades earlier. Freedom wasn't what he imagined. What he lost, the harsh reality of exoneration. His mother, his biggest champion, was now frail and sick. His younger brother was now a grown man with a family of his own. The world had moved on without him. Technology was unrecognizable. Job opportunities were scarce. And despite being innocent, society still treated him like an ex-convict. But the greatest loss? Time. 20 years stolen. Dreams crushed. A life that could have been. The state awarded him a financial settlement, but no amount of money could ever return what was taken from him. The fight for justice. A new purpose. But Marcus refused to be defeated. Instead, he became a voice for those still trapped in the system. He spoke out against wrongful convictions, fought for reform, and helped others prove their innocence. His story is not just a tragedy. It's a warning. Because for every Marcus Hayes, there are countless others still waiting for justice. This is not just a story. This is reality. What do you think? Should the system be held accountable for wrongful convictions? Let's talk about it in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more real-life stories that need to be heard. Because justice delayed is justice denied.